I don't know what more to say. Like, this is absolute cinema. This is gonna be such a great game to watch.
It's fan service. It's fan service from Josh. I mean, he's been waiting for this moment, right? He's like, hey, okay, we're at Fearless Draft. I need a reason to bring out my Vayne, because if we didn't have Fearless Draft, I mean, would the Vayne come through? Probably not. We're banning out, obviously, enchanters like the Yuumi. It obviously has been coined, and potential coming through for these teams. Now that we're getting to a total of 50 champions being banned overall with these bans as well. So
Wow,
the likes of the Orianna being banned out also. We've seen random on that pick.
They are banning every single one of Final Wax's champions, by the way. Kha'Zix, Nocturne, and Bessa. This is going to be another jungle ban. Okay, maybe not. It's going to be the Singed. I thought it was going to be another jungle ban as well. They are banning everything possible away from this, from Final Wax, for him being the carry. But honestly, this game, it's nothing to do with Final Wax. It's nothing to do with jungle. We have to focus on this Vayne Lulu in the dual lane, and also what it's going to come up against. The Yuumi ban, I think, as well, is also very, very clever in this game. It's going to be very, very smart. Sion locked in for game number 5 as well as the front line. Oh my god, this is going absolutely crazy for this. Draven, what is going on? We're getting Draven game number 5 against a Vayne in the bot lane. What in the world is... Oh my god, this is crazy. This is absolutely bonkers.
Like I said, they're hovering over the river, and they're hovering over the Volibear. These are picks that have already been picked, so they can't go for these. The Sion here is obviously going to be an interesting one towards the end of this draft. We did see it in the last series as well coming through. Did it go well? Not really, but the Volibear being picked here, I mean, I don't think that should be the case, right?
No, Volibear is not going to be locked in. I believe that's a Mumu, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I think a Mumu has been locked in here for Final Wax. Just need to get confirmation here from the referees, because Volibear was already picked all the way back in game number 3. But I think someone didn't have Volibear unlocked. So yeah, I'm not really too sure what that pick is. We'll have to wait and find out anyway. I think it's going to be the Mumu instead of Volibear. Wait, I need to go and check in this. It looks like there's a couple of bugs that are happening at the moment with with everything at the moment. Yeah, so Baguette said we pick a Mumu. Yeah, so it's a Mumu for Final Wax. Yeah, Mumu instead of Volibear. So it's going to be a Mumu jungle to finish things off here. So we get to stay on this screenshot for quite some time, because it seems like there's a few bugs happening in the game right now. Talk to me, Blam. What in the world is happening with these drafts? This is absolutely wild. Draven Maokai against Vayne Lulu in game number 5.
Yeah, it's going to be super interesting, right? I mean, the fact is, we started off the day with a Mumu jungle, and we're finishing off the day with a Mumu jungle as well. So we've gone completely full circle here with this pick. And honestly, they needed a little bit of AP damage as well, right? Obviously, they had the Akali as well. So having that tank with the AP, having a bit of crowd control as well, is really going to be hopefully used to be stealing these neutral objectives as well. Like the potential for a Mumu can steal these neutral objectives at a clutch moment as well. And with it being a best of 5, those clutch moments are going to be the thing that we're really looking for, especially within these matchups as well.
Absolutely crazy. I mean, they need that front line. This game for Ultimate Baguette is all about the Vayne Lulu. There is nothing else, that matters except for this Vayne and Lulu. We're playing Sion. We're playing a Mumu. Final Wax is playing a Mumu. Wrap that around your head. Final Wax, the carry of this team that we've known, who's carried on Viego, who's carried on Lee Sin in the past, the Shyvana in the last game as well. He is playing a Mumu, a supportive style jungler for Ultimate Baguette in game number 5. This is what it's come down to. So many of his champions got banned. The Kha'Zix, the Nocturne, the Mbessa. He's like, okay, this game is all on you, Vayne. This is all on you, Josh. You have to be the one to carry. Amumu's got to be on the front line tanking. So is Sion. But the Akali versus Rumble as well. we have to talk about this as well. It was such an interesting start of this draft with Rise and Vi being banned instead of the Akali Rumble. It left both of them open. So it meant that it was a trade pick with International Jobcenter and Ultimate Baguette. So there's Akali on one side and Rumble on the other.
Yeah, I mean, is it kind of like a worthy trade here? Obviously, the Vi ban for instead of the Akali or even the Rumble here is a little bit of an interesting one, but I feel like it's just kind of a bit of a spice up here for both of these teams. Like the fact is like, hey, we could have banned out the Rumble, we could have banned out the Akali, but this is the kind of like the last game within this best of 5, right? So trying to get some of these picks out on the board. We saw the Akali for one of the teams in the previous series as well, played very, very well, using obviously the mist to kind of just try and mitigate those like 3v1 ganks into the bot side, or even which lane Akali ends up being in going against a Rumble is going to be very interesting here as well. I mean, obviously, depending on how far ahead we can get the Akali over the Rumble, that's where the damage is going to come through, right, in that 1v1.
No, exactly that. I mean, I need a breather before this game number 5, because I think there's gonna be so much action in this game number 5. I think there's gonna be so much going on this game. Draven as well. Yeah, I think this might be the first and last time I'm ever going to see Draven in the game number 5 of Fearless Draft. I mean, I think what surprised me most about this series and just about this weekend in general is that we never got to see any of the majors being played in the draw lane, you know, right? Before we saw the likes of Shyvana, Ziggs, Orianna. Of course, Orianna was banned in phase 2 this game, but throughout this entire weekend, we've barely seen these majors being played in a draw lane. Normally, we need these majors to come through in the draw lane because there's so many AD options in the top side. But I think with like so many other champions being added in, especially with this being Fearless Draft, you know, Gwen, Lilia, Mordekaiser, you know, Vladimir as well has also come back into the meta. It's allowed some of these other AD carries to shine that we don't get to see too much. You know, you look at this game, Rumble and Akali, they're both your AP damage. You know, Rumble's a fairly new champion. Obviously, Akali is very old, but it opens up the opportunity to allow you to pick the likes of Vayne, pick the Draven in game number 5, pick these AD carries that can be a huge carry. The big thing is, though, is that this Draven needs to get ahead. This Draven needs to stack his passive. He needs to get a takedown in the early game. If he doesn't, this Vayne will run over this game, completely run over this game. So I'm worried for the Vayne, but I'm also kind of not worried at the same time, because I feel like if Vayne just sits underneath the tower and just farms up until about 10 minutes, the game should be pretty won.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see those matchups as well. Obviously, Maokai was one of those picks that we was talking about a lot within day 1 as well. Obviously, we was like, hey, Maokai's available, you need AP. Hey, Maokai's available, you need AP. And then, obviously, they weren't really picking it. And then today, we get it all the way to the best of 5 game, and we get in the Maokai come through. I feel like it's actually going to synergize pretty well with the Draven, especially when we get to like level 5 with his ultimate as well, being able to kind of root the enemy team into place, whether that's International Jobcenter or Ultimate Baguette can actually work around that Maokai ultimate is going to be very interesting to see within this one as well. But Jace, obviously, we've seen plenty of times within this weekend as well. So obviously, poke damage is going to be pretty huge for the side of International Jobcenter. But here we are. Less waiting. We are into the last game for the Rift Legends Showdown.
The grand final, game number 5 begins now. Draven, Maokai against Vayne Lulu in that draw lane is going to be the lane to watch in this matchup. This Draven really needs to get ahead during this early game. Sion being picked, final wax on a Mumu in jungle. Everything is happening. Oh, production is coming up huge in this game number 5 as well. Damn, we're getting the crazy production here for game number 5. We're getting spiciness. Everything's coming out at this point. I mean, the picks are coming out, production's coming out as well. There's all swings and roundabouts here in game number 5.
Hey, we had a barrel roll transition, right? We had a barrel roll transition. We have picture-in-picture. We have split screen. I mean, the best thing they could do is serve us some food at this point. I mean, that's what I'd really want to be seeing. But hey, we can wish for things. If wishes were fishes, the world would be an ocean. But we're seeing a bit of a kind of access into the enemy jungle here, trying to contest them in their own safe space. Gotta be careful of the Mumu. Maybe just trying to take away this red buff from them. Maybe try and give it over to Draven. It would be pretty huge for them as well. But Beyblade gets a double knock-up here as well. But we're going in with the knock-up. Oh! That is going to be first blood going over to the side of International Jobcenter. But all that time going on, we've seen a bit of a fight go into the bot side of the map. But it looks like the Akali's not looking too good down there.
Yeah, the Maokai Draven is always going to get that mid lane priority in the early game. You're seeing how much damage Draven can do in this early game, just auto-attacking the Lulu, auto-attacking the Vayne from afar. And Amumu is one of them champions that you can easily invade. It is against the Xin Zhao as well. So Xin Zhao is going to be able to invade, go on through into the enemy's jungle, take away that red buff, and Amumu is going to fall a little bit behind. The kill is kind of dire as well, because that also went into the favor of the Xin Zhao, which is going to mean that the jungle is also further ahead. But we have to remember, Amumu is not really a champion that needs that much gold. Amumu is completely fine after he gets like 2 tank items. He can be a frontline tank. He just needs to be there for his crowd control and to protect Jash. That's all that his goal is at this game. So even if he falls a little bit far behind and he does lose a few jungle camps, I think he'll still be behind. He'll still be fine in this game.
Still be fine. I mean, he gets his maximum utility at level 5 as well, right? Like, as soon as he gets his ultimate, that's when you can kind of like try and go for these big cheeky engages as well, or try and sort of like lock down the enemy team squishier backline using those wraps on top of the ultimate. A huge CC. It just kind of sets up some great team fights as well. So, like you're saying, doesn't need the most gold. Once he gets 1 or 2 tank items, especially one of the burning items as well, that just does the damage over time as well as his tiers. And as long as he's got his blue buff, he'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, you're going to see, though, another invade coming in here. International Jobcenter really want to put this Amumu behind. Looks like the blue buff is now being invaded. And you're seeing the problem. The Vayne Lulu is just stuck in mid lane. They get their lane pushed in really early on by this Draven the Maokai, and now the blue buff has been taken. Amumu is falling really far behind now in this early game. That's now the red buff and the blue buff taken away here. And the only thing that Amumu can farm at the moment is his, Raptors and his Krugs. Patra's in the mid lane, in the bot lane, sorry, trying to go for the solo bolo. Random still has his abilities left. Shot blast acceleration gate. Is he going to look for the dive? Snorlax is also there. Amumu finds a kill in the mid lane. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Snorlax, what the... Hello? We're missing everything. We missed the kill in mid lane. We missed the kill in bot lane, but it is a 1-for-1 trade. Amumu was able to get a kill in the mid lane. The good thing for International Jobcenter is the death didn't go to Draven. Draven still has his stacks. Top lane, Rumble with the 1 versus 1, but the Sion passive comes on through. Can he run down the Rumble? One more auto attack. There it is. 1-for-1 trade for the Sion in the end. Had to blow his flash, but another 1-for-1 trade. And this game is... I don't know what to say in this game anymore, but it's just an absolute fiesta. There's so many picks that I wasn't expecting to see, and it's just so fun to see all these picks in this game, number 5.
Yeah, so many picks, so many fights going across the map as well. Obviously, we saw the takedown in mid, takedown in top lane as well. Obviously, a bit of a clapback for the Sion there, using the second wind that he has. That little bit of afterlife was just enough to obviously negate that overall win there for International Jobcenter. But right now, the most important part is these neutral objectives are coming up, right? We have the Enchanted Ensemble as well as the Mountain Drake. And we've been seeing a big progress for the Enchanted Ensemble more so than the Dragon. So already on the Enchanted Ensemble is Snorlax. They don't want to give this one over.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is a good play though, in my opinion, from Ultimate Baguette. I think the big thing here is that you really want to make sure that you have the scaling. You don't want to go for these early game fights. You don't want to contest the Rift Herald in the early game. Taking the Dragon is completely fine, because what you'll be able to do is use that Dragons for scaling. You're not going to fight in the early game either. You just trade objectives in the end. You let this Vayne and you let this Lulu scale. You do not want to fight. You just farm underneath the tower and hope for the best. Does look like the Rift Herald is being used in this mid lane. Not too sure if it's going to be enough to take down this tower. The Vayne is going to look to farm for now. As you can see, some tower planes being used in this mid lane. Actually, at the moment, Vayne is looking pretty good in terms of the gold lead right now. In terms of gold difference, sorry, I should say, to the Draven. Draven should already be having a gold lead at this point during the game. But actually, so far, it's looking really good for the Vayne in terms of scaling and in terms of, staying ahead of the Draven.
Yeah, just a bit of collateral control down to these matchups, right? Like the fact that you don't want the Draven to go ahead is, in terms of itemization of gold, is probably the main goal here for Ultimate Baguette in this 6-minute march of the game. So they've got to be careful, and they are doing that. They're basically approaching all these lanes with caution. They know that they can't enable International Jobcenter to do the scale in. They can't get the lead that they need. But overall, International Jobcenter, not just in that lane alone, but globally have that lead about by 2k. Able to get the Rift Scuttle, I believe, was with Beyblade Pro there, potentially. But Random looking to go head-to-head here, trying to do a lot of damage onto the Scion.
Yeah, not going to be able to do a lot of damage, unfortunately, onto the Scion. You know, you have the hard steel already completed. You have the plated steel caps as well. Scion actually might be going down here on the top side. Very low on HP. Snorlax is also up there as well. And looks like they will be getting a kill. Scion goes down in the top lane. The trade might be able to come back. Note the Scion passive is just going to clear the wave for now. And nothing else is going to be happening in the top side. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, this could be a big pick. Whoa. Draven flash in the end was just enough. That looked very scary. My heart was in my mouth for a second there, Blam. I thought that was the moment that Draven was going to get picked off, but no flash now for the next few minutes means that if the Mumu or someone else tries to look for a flash onto this Draven, they can look to try and get the kill and shut down this Draven, because the more he farms, the more he catches his axes, the more passive gold the more passive stacks he's going to get, and all he needs, Blam, is one kill, and suddenly he has like a 1,200 2,000 gold lead just like that from one kill. So they need to find a way to try and stop this Draven from getting so many stacks from his passive.
Yeah, I mean, we've already been stated like they're just approaching this very carefully. We saw that Draven's not really been having the kind of like fun early part of the game, right? Like he's not had the best priority into the mid lane. Yes, they got the Enchanted Ensemble to do a lot of the turret plated takedowns as well, but they still haven't yet been able to get that T1, and it's all thanks to the Lulu and the Vayne here, just kind of keeping it like a maintained sort of like pH balanced mid lane. They got to make sure that keeps happening. But we're seeing here that Amumu is looking to try and go for the blue as well. Needs that obviously for that constant damage with his tears.
Looks like Amumu is actually fighting in the top lane at the moment against the Scion, it seems like, and the Rumble as well. But Rumble's already been able to take one kill. I think Rumble won a 2 versus 1 there in the top lane. Meanwhile, they're going for the gauge. Is this Draven's kill that he needs? There he is, the cash in for the Draven. And suddenly he has a 2,000 gold lead on the Vayne. That's what the Draven was looking for this game. The one engage, the one moment for this Draven to get a big gold lead. And that's what they wanted for International Jobcenter. And also, while this was all happening, they were able to win the 2v2 in the top lane as well. They might be even looking for more here, as Scion does get a little bit of shielding. The Draven doesn't get the kill this time, but that's completely fine. He got the cash out that he needed. Meanwhile, Patriz in the bottom side of the map isn't going to be able to get any more here, as Random is able to escape with the ultimate. But look at that now. Suddenly a 7,000 gold lead for International Jobcenter. And Mumu looking to go in, but the damage is not going to be there.
Damage is not going to be there, be able to soak that damage. Able to kind of get that turnaround. Obviously, they were able to get the T1 into top side of the map and mid for the side of International Jobcenter. But Ultimate Baguette kind of take it as a little bit of a consolation prize, trying to put a bit of pressure onto the lane that International Jobcenter haven't taken away from them just yet, especially down to the bot side of the map where they can obviously have this neutral objective that is the Dragon, try and deny the Dragon Soul from them. Because like you said, it's all about scaling onto the side of Ultimate Baguette, and you've now taken away that Dragon Soul.
Yeah, no Dragon Soul opportunity anymore for either of these two teams, but as you say, that is a win in the end for International Jobcenter. Oh, they're trying to jump in onto the Akali, but that's a huge 4-man ultimate from the Amumu, but can it do enough? The Draven actually cancels the Scion knockup in the end, but they're going to keep on going in for the Draven. Draven's still untouched. The exhaust comes in onto the Vayne to stop all the damage. The zone is going to come on in as well. Jace is able to zone on up as well. That looked like a really strong fight for Ultimate Baguette. Amumu with the 4-man ultimate, but Draven was able to use his third ability to stop the Scion ultimate, which would have been huge. That would have hit onto 4 or 5 members on the side of International Jobcenter. But Draven coming in really clutch, flashing away, exhausting the Vayne as well in this fight, meaning that she didn't do any damage at all.
No damage at all, and they got the T2 into the mid lane, right? Like, they're just basically translating these objectives, well, these kills into more than one objective. So getting great priority to that mid lane, something that Ultimate gets, it's really going to put pressure onto that scaling that they're really waiting and hoping for, just to have that room to breathe. But International Jobcenter knew, like you were saying, once Draven gets that first kill, he gets that gold, and then at that point, it seems to be just a little bit of a snowball here for him. He's doing a lot more damage. He's got 2 items built up here as well, and just keep denying away that blue buff from Amumu is going to be even harder.
Yeah, this Amumu is falling really far behind at the moment, has pretty much the least gold on his team outside of the support, but supports are always going to have the least gold anyway. Big thing here, though, as well, is look at Rumble's gold lead in the top lane as well. Rumble has 10,000 gold. It's 4-1-1 at the moment. He's nearly looking at building 3 items, and he's going full burst damage as well on this Rumble, potentially building that death cap as a 3rd item. So we talked about how Draven has a big gold lead. Rumble also has a big gold lead as well, and this is something we was talking about in draft about these power picks. The Rumble and the Akali left open. Seems like for now, International Jobcenter with that Rumble pick has made a big difference so far in this series.
Yeah, the Rumble pick coming through. He's definitely paid off a lot more than the Akali as of now, right? I mean, the Akali's only 1-1-1, and then the Rumble is 4-1-1. They're definitely having a bit of a time of their life up into the top side of the map. Not really being contested too much by the Scion or in terms of any kind of like 2-3v1 engages as well. But it's definitely paying off for International Jobcenter. The fact that they haven't really been contested this much and allowed the Draven to get that first kill means that they're now 8k gold ahead, which is crazy at around about this 13-minute mark, sorry.
But the thing is, though, you have to remember there's a Vayne on the other side. And I think when you have Jash on Vayne and when he gets up to 3 items, you always believe in the Vayne. There's a huge engage here onto the Scion. The flash from the Amumu goes on in, but look at the Rumble. The burn coming on through from the Rumble gets condemned by the Vayne. Jash gets 1 kill. He's looking to move. He's jumping away from Quant, and now he's going to try and get more. Jash is completely untouched so far in this fight, but it nearly gets 2-tapped by the Draven, and suddenly a huge team fight goes in favor of International Jobcenter. The Vayne is still alive. Amumu is dead, though. The jungler is down, but there are low health bars on the side of International Jobcenter. This is a very risky Baron to do here. I don't think the steal is going to come on through. International Jobcenter secure the Baron, but you watch Jash in these fights. He's so clean with Vayne. He's dodging, he's dipping, he's diving out of these fights, but as soon as he steps even close to this Draven, 2 auto attacks and he was nearly gone.
Yeah, it's scary. The amount of damage is coming from the Draven right now. I mean, he's just built into the Solaris Charge Blade as well. So already 3 items stacked up compared to the Trinity Force and the Terminus onto the side of Jash. Looking to build a Wit's End as well. So there we go, straight built in. He had the cash. He cashed it into the bank. The Flame Drake is going to be up in around about 20 seconds or so. I don't feel like it's going to be a big kind of like priority for either of these 2 teams now. The fact that they've lost the ability to get the Dragon Souls. So maybe even potentially just try and get as much push into these lanes with the enchanted minions.
And the Baron is going to be able to be pushed in multiple lanes here. You see the Scion in the top side trying to stop this top lane from being pushed in. The same with the bot side as well. Oh my god, look at the burn damage onto Scion. I think he just solo kills him. Oh my god, it was so close. The equalizer came on through as well. Draven ultimate as well. My god, the Scion has to dodge so much. But that's a Rumble against a 4-tank Scion. Crazy amount of damage here, and you're seeing how much work these minions are doing in these fights. They need to try and get onto this Draven, though. Amumu got to use the ultimate as more of a defense mechanic. Look at the Vayne, though. Look at Jash trying to jump on forward here to jump onto Draven. Isn't been able to find the auto attack that he needed, and the condemn as well. They've been able to defend the inhibitor towers for now. Mid lane inhibitors about 3/4 HP. Top lane is about half HP. They're trying their best to defend it. Mid lane inhibitor goes down. Bot lane inhibitor goes down, as well as the top lane. This could be the end here, Blam, for Ultimate Baguette. 3 inhibitor towers have gone down. And we know that Jash can be the main carry. We know that the late game is there. But this early game domination from the Rumble, from the Draven, has meant so much for International Jobcenter to get this lead. And now it's going to be a miracle to try and come back.
When you've got no inhibitors, I mean, yes, they do respawn, but can you hold off long enough for them to respawn, right? I mean, we're just seeing them actually, all of International Jobcenter just go back, buy up some more itemization. Obviously, we see this Storrel's Gorge come through as well. So plenty of items coming through for these teams. It looks like could be potential takedown here for the Infernal Drake, and they do get it as well.
Looks like Jash is going to be caught in the top side. We missing the fight up in the top lane. Jash, sorry, Final Wax. Yeah, Final Wax had to flash away there. And again, this Rumble, Carlos is being an absolute menace on this Rumble. Look at his items. He nearly has Leandri's complete. He nearly has 4 items after 16 minutes in this game. He's already doing a crazy amount of damage to the tanks. And when an equalizer comes on down, if it is able to zone out the likes of the Vayne and also the Akali in his team fight, it's going to be a big difference. But he's like nearly a whole item ahead of everyone on the side of Ultimate Baguette. But the Vayne, 14,500 gold on this Vayne. All the eggs are in this Vayne basket here for Ultimate Baguette. It's all going to come down to Jash in this next fight. The super minions are pushing in, but they need to contest this Baron. If this Baron goes down, this could be game ending here for International Jobcenter.
Yeah, they gotta be careful. I mean, the fact that he's built the Randuins as well should be enough to try and keep him alive for the Draven, but it is going to be the Ignite into the Mumu here. A lot of damage going to Random. Draven, yep, getting taken down as well.
He's alive. Draven's alive in the backline. Rumble is alive as well. Vayne is still trying to 1v9 though. Jash is trying to win this game for his team. He's jumping on in. He jumps on back as well. But the Rumble is just way too strong. International Jobcenter. Draven, game number 5. Jash tried his damn hardest to try and win this. But International Jobcenter is going to reign supreme. Fearless Draft has brought cinema. It's brought picks. It's brought content that we would have never seen in Wild Rift. But International Jobcenter in the end will be your Rift Legends Showdown champions.
Yeah, very well displayed there. I mean, honestly, we were saying in the early part of the game, it's all down to Ultimate Baguette to have that chance to just kind of farm up, get the scale in, and then see if they can take the team fights. But it was to Jobcenter's knowledge there to be like, okay, well, we know that they're playing to a timer. We need to get that first kill onto Draven. That came through before the scaling did, and then that's when it kind of just all fell apart. I mean, we did see a great display there from Jash, but it just wasn't enough to take the damage from the Draven. Like, he just didn't have the defense. I mean, towards the end, we saw the Randuins come through, but other than that, it's kind of already a little bit too late for the side of Ultimate Baguette. And unfortunately for them, they do fall into second place, where